Alright, ladies and gentlemen, once again it is time for a great Sonic game that wasn't made by Sonic Team. Emphasis on that again. Sonic Chaos was originally released for the Sega Game Gear and Sega Master System in the year of 1993. It was featured in many of the collections we saw in the early and mid-2000s and was even hidden in the GameCube port of Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. The Game Gear version was well received by game reviewers, including Electronic Gaming Monthly. The unfortunate thing is the graphics of the Game Gear have not aged like a fine wine, but like a grandmother who was beautiful in her youth but is now wrinkled and washed up like she was curled up in a ball for 30,000 years. It's even worse when looking at the Sega Master System version of the game, which is barely even playable today. Fast forward to 2018 and holy shit, someone actually made a fan game! I'm a fan of the director of this game on YouTube, and it was because of him that I actually knew about it. The game is recreated from the ground up using an engine that the developers made, which is called Crimson Engine. The demo was released to the public a few weeks ago, and it features the first level, Turquoise Hill Zone. The level is modeled after the original, as I'd imagine that all the levels are, but with updated sounds and graphics that make the game feel 10 times better than the original. We can play as Sonic, who runs fast and does a drop dash like he does in Mania, or we can play as Tails and just skip everything. The game isn't just a remake or a remaster, but it's an entirely new reimagining of the game, and I couldn't be any more excited about it. The game has been recreated in the art style of the original Sonic games for the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, like Sonic Mania was. And let me tell you, it looks absolutely gorgeous! The demo's level, while having the same layout as the original, has its own special touch to make it feel different. Act 1 introduced us to some enemies and whatever this cool spinning thing is supposed to be, and Act 2 continues to confuse the shit out of me every time I play it, which is probably about 10 times now. The speed and physics also take from the Genesis games, and they work the exact way I'd imagine that they would in a Sonic game. The music and sound effects have been updated as well, and everything just sounds fantastic. The world is built well, the game looks great, feels great, sounds great, I still hate this goddamn boss because his hitbox sucks, and overall it's a really great recreation of the game. I didn't encounter a ton of bugs, but there were a couple of things that I noticed. There were times when hitboxes for the TVs weren't really big enough. As you can see from the footage, I hit the TV on its right side, but instead of breaking it just kinda pushed me over. The biggest issue that I had was when I was reaching the final boss with Tails. My game froze and crashed. It happened multiple times. I'm not sure if it was caused by my PC or the game, but I didn't have any issues when I played as Sonic. All I had to do was trigger the boss and crash.
Crash, crash, crash.
The only other thing that I noticed was when I played as Sonic. I selected Sonic and Tails was standing at the very beginning of the stage. The stage info came through and now I have Sonic? How does that work? There weren't that many enemies because it was the first level, but the ones that they did have were very well designed. Although I'm not sure why these spring bots don't spring you up very high, they're very nicely recreated from the original. The difficulty was perfect for the first level. It was just overall a very nice introduction to the game. If this is how well balanced the beginning of the game is, I feel like the rest of the game will be like this too. I like how they kept the annoying boss and put him in the first act and then added the next boss after that. And yes, that hitbox is still annoying. So yeah, anyways, I love the game. It's fantastic. I love the attention to detail, the crisp visuals, and this goddamn bit of death. Come on guys, really? At the first level? Come on. No, but seriously, I can't wait to play the rest of this game. The game is being developed by Start, Mr. Potato Badger, The Tweet Banana, Haraga, M Staple Music, and Jazzbeck. Go ahead and follow them on Twitter, as they really deserve the support. Links will be in the description. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and share it with everyone you know.